Say that again?
Has Looney kind of put into practice some of the things he observed last year when you do?
Yeah, Looney's been good. He hasn't been a part of our regular rotation, but every time we put him out there, he's played well. We started in one game when Draymond rested. Looney's a very good basketball player. He understands the game and fits in with any group. Very good defensively. He's got long arms and good instincts. So he's been a nice addition for us.
To come back to Klay without the ball, what does that do to the other team?
Well, it puts a lot of pressure on the opposition. A guy who moves like that, who can shoot that way, you have to cover a lot of ground, and it's tough to send two people at him. A guy who has 60 points. I mean, I heard a few people say, why didn't they double him? Well, it's hard to double a guy when he doesn't have the ball and he's running all over the place. If you do, then we're going to have a 4-on-3. So it's a totally different dynamic than a guy who scores with the ball in his hands off the dribble. So it's good. It spaces the floor for us and it opens up a lot of others.
I believe at the beginning of the season he was voted the best.
By who?
The GM survey. Do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't exactly done an assessment of it, but he's one of the best I've ever seen. He reminds me a lot of Reggie Miller, Rip Hamilton. It's kind of a lost art in many ways. The game is so ball dominant now. Ball dominant, you get you try to get two on the ball in a pick and roll, and then you space the floor with shooters. That's how the game is being played. So you don't see as many guys like Klay who are snaking around multiple screens off the ball. But we're blessed with a lot of passers too, so the ball can move from one guy to the next, and a lot of different guys can get the ball to Klay. We're not dependent on our point guard to do that. So it works for us. We're lucky to have the personnel we do, and Klay fits right in, and we're not trading him to Boston.
You're about to
I throw that in there.
you're about to have 4 and 5 nights. Is there any thought? Have you even thought about when you may rest guys? If you may rest?
Yeah,
guys?
we probably will. We're not going to rest anybody tonight, but I would say on this trip it's likely that we'll rest a couple guys, but we'll figure it out as we go.
Lying if the playing against the Warriors is just another game. Is there a real rivalry? If there's a rivalry between the Golden State Warriors and a team, would it be the Clippers?
Well, yeah, geographically it's a rivalry. I think it's an interesting story. Both teams really kind of started to rise right at the same time after years and years of nobody caring about either one. So it's there was a great playoff series, 7-game series a couple years ago, and we've had some good battles the last 2 years. So it's a natural rivalry. They're one of the best teams in the league, and Blake's right. You do tend to get a little more fired up for games when you're playing one of the best teams in the league.
They're also one of those teams that have to deal with, which personnel-wise is different for you guys this year without Bogut and space. What do you do against Blake and DeAndre? What do you guys have?
Well, Draymond has been effective for us. He can guard either one, which is very helpful. It gives us some versatility. We'll rely on KD a little bit. He hasn't guarded a lot of fives, but he could be out there against DJ or Blake. Zaza will start DJ, so we'll mix and match. And, we've got some other guys too who we feel like we can throw out there on those guys. David West, Looney. So a lot of options, but we haven't played them yet, so we kind of have to test a few things out.
Is this a quote that everybody talks about for either team?
No, I don't buy into that.
Is it a statement game at the end of the season?
I don't really think so. I think it kind of depends on your circumstances, where you are as a team, what you're trying to accomplish. Maybe if you're a young team trying to get your footing, you might have a game in the regular season where you can get your confidence over the hump. I think for a team like ours, I don't think there's any such thing as a statement.